Alright guys, so this video we're going to go over this duty holster. So this is a Blackhawk T-Series. This particular one is a level 2. I'll go into that. They make them in level 3s. The other thing about this holster is it is a very just basic old school type holster. It's not optic cut and there's no light. However, they make this holster with a hood for an optic cut and for a weapon that has a light. So with all that being said, what else about this thing? You'll notice there's a leg strap, and this is a low ride holster. So when you're picking a holster for a duty belt, whether it's military, law enforcement, or security, a mid-ride at a minimum, but I prefer a low ride. And what that does is it brings the butt of the gun, if you can see this, it brings it even, if not just slightly below the level of your belt. So right here is my belt. Let me try to show you this a little bit better. Alright. So it brings the gun slightly below where the level of the belt is, okay? And why is that somewhat important? Well, it's a comfort thing. So, I can get this without it falling over. Stay. Oh, come on. So when I'm seated, it's not jabbing me in the side. If I have my plate carrier on or my vest, I can still move and access things on my belt line without this interfering with up top. Whereas if this was a mid-ride or a high ride, where the butt of the gun is now slightly above the belt, if not a little bit higher on my hip, it's going to impede with your body armor or your kit that you're wearing on your chest. So down here it's nice, it's out of the way. I can pair it with a rifle, and it's still out of the way. The downfall to this with the leg strap is I kind of lose use of this front pocket. I still have the back pocket I can get to pretty easily. My cargo sleeve, anything down here I can get to. It's just that front for me, front left pocket, or for you riders, front right pocket. You're going to lose that because of your leg strap. Why is this important? I will show you. So if we undo it, I can already tell you right now it's not as secure. Look at this. So with a low ride, you're going to get this flop. So when you're running and bouncing around or whatever, your holster is going to move on you. You don't want that. When you go to draw, you might get it, or this holster is a pretty easy draw, but my old Safari Land I used to use when I was on the armored car, if you didn't get it just right, because we didn't have leg straps, but they were still a low ride holster, joys of having stuff issued, and anywho, very common if you didn't come straight up on the draw, and you either came out or this way, see? You don't want this moving. You want a nice smooth draw. So when you put your leg strap on, you don't want it overly tight. You want it, they're stretchy, but they're grippy, so they grip your pant material. So now, this holster is not really going anywhere. And when you go to draw, it's nice and simple. Retention. So if you're in a scuffle with someone, they're trying to draw your gun, unless they can get their thumb in the back here and activate that lever to get it out, if they're just grabbing onto it, trying to pull it from your holster, it's not going to come out. They have to activate that button. And with a hood, you'd have to do two things. You'd have to activate the button and put the hood down and then draw. Don't quote me on this, but I think those are a press, push, up. I could be wrong, because every brand and various holsters had different methods of doing that. Now to draw from this, instead of it being from concealment, I mean, you could try to conceal it, but it's not going to help you too much. It's an open carry holster. So from here, again, you're going to identify your threat. It's just a habit of mine. So if this hand is not busy retrieving a garment, this hand goes to my chest. Because eventually it does two things. One, it gets this hand out of the way. And two, it's in the right position for when I draw my gun to create my grip and present it. So if I assess I have a threat, basically at the same time, one hand goes to my gun, this other hand goes to my chest. I draw, again, to the highest point of retention. If you remember from a past video. So from the holster, I draw as high up as I can get, where I basically stop at my armpit. From here, I turn the weapon to my threat. This is what we call, or a lot of people might call a thumb pectoral index, because your thumb is aligned with your pec muscle, and it's a good index point for your gun. Close quarters, I can fire from here. Bang, bang, bang. It's also, for the most part, pointed in a safe direction. It's angled down to the ground. From here, I just marry my grip to a two-handed grip and present the gun out. On the way back, same idea. Come back in, either to a stool or maybe a compress ready. Again, same with it being concealed, still open carry. I want to look the gun to the holster. I want to look at the holster, make sure there's nothing in there, make sure a jacket or whatever's not in there, there's no casings, there's no debris stuck in there that could cause this gun to go off when I holster.